All right, so hi, hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to sir.
So time check, it's already 3:32, but we'll start at exactly 3:35. So there's 2 minutes more left since it's already 3:33. Nakamove lang. Okay, so let me just ask Mr. Derek Prince Manhan. Hello, are you around?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the one that is in the profile picture, is this you or is this your father's picture?
It's me, sir.
Oh, I see. So you're like I don't know, maybe an officer? It's like you're wearing a uniform, like a police uniform. I don't know, not sure. So I thought it was your father. So hmm, okay. So again, just a reminder to those who haven't submitted or created their 1 minute video, their uh, like self introduction. Please do them now as soon as possible. Well, you guys still have 1 week since the due date is September 13th. Then again, the earlier the better. Okay, so it's just a 1 minute video. You can speak Tagalog if you want. Okay, so there's no problem with me. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Okay, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right, so time check. It's already 3:35. So I just would like to ask everybody. So just give me thumbs up and just let me know that you guys are now ready with our discussion on module 2. Okay. Okay, great. So don't you guys have a question regarding with your, with your seat work quizzes and with your case studies or any clarification so far? Okay. So it seems that there's none. All right. So let me just give you guys a short walkthrough again regarding with the module 2. So someone chatted. Sir, need pa po ba maglagay ng percent sa percent rate? No need, no need. Do not ever put a unit, just the number. Okay, so I think I've mentioned that one. Not this one. Yeah. So it says here that don't put a unit anymore. Okay, just your answer. Okay. Any other concerns? Hello, Mr. Jeo. J. Luis Calicdan. Any other question? Was I able to answer your question so far? Okay. So none na po, sir. Okay, great. That is the case. All right. So if there are no more questions, so let me just show to you guys the overview for the module 2. So here are the topic learning outcomes that you're going to learn after finishing studying about the module 2. And here are the list of topics that we are going to discuss. And then as usual, here are the learning resources. So we have here the, oops, let me just change this one. This is not module one. And why is there a big space in here? So this is module two. Okay, so the language of sets and the language of relations and functions. Okay, I've also took some of the videos, okay, on YouTube, which might be helpful just in case that you need more information regarding with the language of sets or the language of relations and functions. And if like if you're the kind of person who loves to read more, okay, then you can check this reading materials I have prepared too. So the language of sets and then the language of sets and functions. Okay, so just click this one and then it will lead you to a certain web page, or it will directly let you download a certain PDF. Okay, and that is nothing special. So you guys can see this one already. So I have prepared four, okay, different websites that might help you to understand more about the topic, like the language of sets and then the language of relations and functions. So just check them out later on, okay, or you can check them out now, okay. So it would be better, and you might get shocked. So yeah, uh, you guys have a lot of quiz. You guys have a lot of things to do for this week. Okay, so last week it's just three, but for this week two, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 quizzes in total in this module two. But don't you guys worry. Okay, don't you guys worry. They are super easy. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have 10 points, 15 points, 10 points. They are not 1 point each. Okay, so most of them are 3 points or 5 points each. Okay, or maybe the minimum is 2 points each. So this 10 points is just actually 5 questions. 15 points is maybe just 3 questions if it's 5 points each. So I'm not telling you, but yeah, it's just a short number. Okay, so it's not a long quiz. Okay. And then of course we're going to have a case study. Okay, again, as usual, in every week or in every module, we're going to have a case study or discussion. So just read the facts, and after that one, then you can maybe search more if you need more information before answering the question. Okay. So again, it doesn't need to be so long. Okay. I saw a lot of answers were in there saying this one blah 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 blah. So just go straight to the point. Okay. So as long as I saw the keyword, because I'm only finding a certain keyword, okay, in that certain answer of yours. So once you were able to mention that one, okay, and then uh, you will already get a perfect score in no time. Okay, but if I wasn't able to find that specific, answer that I'm looking for, then you might get 40 out of 50, 35 or 30. Okay, depending on how you elaborate things or how you persuade me with your answer. Okay, well, anyway, so without a further delay, uh, ah, before that one, so I would like you guys to see this one. So we actually have 4 more meetings left. I have the exact 3 more meetings left. So today is September 6th, Monday. We still have September 9, September 13, and then September 16. So 3 more meetings. Okay. So we will try to finish this module 2 today. Okay. But I think we cannot finish the module 2 today with just part 1, part 2, and part 3. So we might need more time to finish this one until September 9. Okay. And if ever that we still have time, okay, on September 9, we'll already start. We're already going to start with the module 3. Okay, because there's still one more module, this problem solving. Okay, that is the last module before your midterm exam. Okay, and then that last module, I hope we can finish that one on September 13, so that the last day of class before your exam, uh, I can give this one as your free time if ever. Okay, if ever we can finish everything before September 16. So I can give this one as your free time to finish all of the workload that I have given to you guys. Okay, so the same with your other subjects, so that you guys can use my period or our schedule to finish the requirements that your instructors have asked you to do. Okay, so your exams will be 17 20, and then 22. So your midterm exam will be at exactly September 20. Okay, that will be on Monday. Okay, so I hope we're clear with this one. So are we okay with that kind of scenario? Any clarification so far? Okay, great. So I hope I can see your faces because in school, even though you guys are not speaking, I can already see the your reaction, and I already know what to do if it's okay to you guys, or if you have a problem with the schedule, so on and so forth. Okay, but right now I'm only seeing your names and then your profile pictures, so I'm not sure if you guys are okay with that. So I think it would be better if you guys are going to open your camera. Okay, well, as long as you're okay with that. Okay, so hindi naman sapilitan. Okay, so it's not also mandatory. Okay, uh, mas maganda lang kapag ganun. Anyway, so let's start now with the module 2. Okay, so for the module 2, we have a total of 56 slides. So I hope yeah, again, we can finish this one in just 1 hour and 30 minutes. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the language of sets and the language of relations and functions. Okay, so someone chatted? No, so someone is asking, Sir, meron po bang GC sa Math 100? No, that depends to you guys. If you guys would like, to create a GC group chat, and then you can add all of your classmates. Well, mostly kasi hindi sinasama instructor. Okay. So yung announcement ko, lahat nasa Canvas. I don't announce things in GC. Okay? Very kasi informal, and one more thing, pinagbawal kasi hindi kami mamomonitor ng mga nagche-check nung nasa Canvas namin. Okay, so it would better if we'll announce everything in Canvas. So if you guys would like to create your own Canvas, okay, as long as you're going to help each other, not going to, let the others cheat on your work, or para lang makakopya kayo, then that is a no-no. Okay? So mas maganda pang ma-zero kayo and then matuto kayo on your own kaysa naman nangongopya lang kayo. Okay? All right. So yeah. Okay. So let's start with the question. So what is a set? Well, I will- I'm pretty sure that you guys already know what is the meaning of a set, but in mathematics, so we call this one a formal mathematical term. Okay, wherein, of course, if it's a set, there is a collection of elements below it. Like for example, C is the set of all countries in Asia. Then Philippines is an element of C. Okay, so this C is like the title, and then below that are all of the countries in Asia. Okay, and then one element of it is Philippines or Japan or China or Korea. Okay, so any country that is under Asia, okay, is an element of C. Okay, so this C could be changed into any letter. Okay, so it could be countries in Asia, but mostly when we say set, it's just being represented by one letter. So I think C is the perfect one, but this could be A, this could be B, this could be M. So any letter that you want. Okay, another example is I is the set of all integers from 1 to 100. Okay, then the number 26 is an element of I. So it's very straightforward. Again, I is like the title, and then below that is the elements, where it's ranging from 1 to 100. Okay, so one element of that one is of course 26. And then how about 101? Okay, so can we say 101 is an element of I?
No, sir.
Of course not, right? So a set also has a limitation, okay? But a set could be finite also. So sometimes it doesn't have a limit, but mostly it has a boundary or a limit, just like this one, from 1 to 100 only, and specifically integers only, no decimals, okay? The next one that I would like you guys to know is notation. So in Math 100, we always have this notation wherein if S is a set, the notation of X, whatever we call this one means, S means that X is an element of S. Okay, so I forgot the Greek name of this one, but this one symbolizes the word element. Okay, so if you're going to read this one, X is an element of S. Okay, so this is the set S, and then X is just an element. So the notation, supposedly it should be something like this also, but I cannot find like a letter E, okay, that has like an overline. Okay, so if I'm going to draw that one in a whiteboard or a blackboard, so it should be, pangit naman yan, should be something like this. So this one represents not an element, okay? Or this one is also the same with like this, or ganyan. This one is the same with this one. So this one is also not an element, okay? So if it's just E, means that it is an element of that something, okay? But this one is not an element of S, okay? So for example, we have this let E. This is the set A, which contains element of 1, 2, 3, and then set B, which contains the element of 3, 1, 2, and then set C, which contains an element of 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. So here's the question: what are your common elements? Anyone who would like to answer? Okay, coming from Mr. C and De La Cruz, it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. Most of you get the correct answer. So the answer is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's have another example. Is this one equal to this? Anyone? So is this true or false? Are they equal with each other or no? Okay, coming from Mr. Rexor and Mr. Ann, so they said no or false. So you guys are actually correct. Correct. So 0 is not equal to 0. Okay, or this one is actually a set. Okay, which contains an element 0. Okay, and then this is just E0. So they are not equal because this one is a set with one element which contains 0 as your element, and it's namely 0. Whereas 0 is just the symbol that represents the number 0. So if we are going to draw this one, because we can actually draw this one using, you know, a figure. So once you guys have saw something like this, and then it's containing an element. So let's just say 0. So this curly bracket right here can be represented as a box. Okay, so this is a set of anything. Okay, so this one contains an element 0. Okay, wherein the other one is just 0. Okay, so as you guys can see, they are not equal because this is a set with an element 0, and then this is just a number 0. Okay, so let's have another example. So how many elements are there in the set of this one? So when trying to answer, okay, so don't try to cheat, okay, because I know that you guys can already access the PDF of this one, okay, because I've already uploaded the entire PDF. But yeah, let's try to answer this one on your own without looking on the next slide. So coming from Mr. Plexor, 2. What about the others? Do you guys have the same assumption or answer? So someone has an answer of 1, most of you are 2. Okay, so the correct answer is actually 2. Okay, so this one, the set, whatever you read, this one has 2 elements, 1 and the set whose only element is 1. So if, again, if we are going to draw this one using a box, So we have 1, and then okay. So the outer curly bracket is already the box itself, okay, which is already a set. And then this one is just 1, okay, that's already one element. And then we have another box since this is also a curly bracket. So sorry for my ugly drawing. Okay, and then this one contains an element 1. Okay, so regardless of how many brackets we have in here, let's say we have 2 or we have 3, so it's just have another box and then box in it. Okay, but this one is counted as one element. Okay, so we only consider the outer or the first box, the outer box, and then we count this one as 1 and then another 1. Okay, so a total of 2 elements. Okay, so 1 and the set whose only element is 1. Okay, has 2 elements. Okay, so let's have another example. So in here, it's now in a like call this one language of sets. This is not the formal language of sets. So for each non-negative integer n, let u sub n is equal to n. Okay, so it's a positive n, and then we have negative n. So it's asking us to find u sub 1, u sub 2, and u sub 0. So this one is super easy. Anyone who would like to answer? The u sub 1, what is u sub 1 and u sub 2 and u sub 0? Okay, just answer u sub 1 for now. What are your answers in u sub 1? So u sub 1 coming from Mr. Cian, so it's 1 and negative 1. Yeah, that's correct. So we have a total of how many elements in u sub 1? So we have 2 elements, right? Okay, great. How about u sub 2? What is the answer in u sub 2? Okay, so it's 2 and negative 2. So that's also correct. Okay, and then how many elements do we have in u sub 2? So there were also 2. Very good. How about the last one, u sub 0? Okay, what is the answer in u sub 0? Okay, so 0 and negative 0. So, okay, the answer of Mr. Cian is quite acceptable, but to make it exact, that is actually incorrect. Okay, the correct answer is the one that is came from Mr. Christian and then Mr. J. Luis. Okay, so in a set, there must be no repeated elements. Okay, so take note on that one. So that is why in here, we have 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so we have 3 repeated 3s. So you can just simply remove the other 3. Okay, and you can simply remove the other 1. Okay, and then as a result, we have 1, 2, and 3 in here. Okay, and then one more thing that you guys need to remember in a set, arrangement doesn't matter. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, they are just the same. Okay, so arrangement doesn't matter, and then the uh, existence of duplicate elements uh, uh, is prohibited in set. Okay, so the all of them must be distinct with each other. Okay, so where are we now? So here are the answers. So use of 1 is 1 and negative 1, use of 2 is 2 and negative 2, and then use of 0 is 0 and negative 0. Wherein, if we're going to simplify this one, so we don't have negative 0 actually, so this will just become a 0. Okay, so let's have another example. So let x is equal to abc, y is equal to acb, and excuse me, z is equal to abb, cc. And what are the elements of x, y, and z? So let's answer this one first. What are the elements of x, y, and z? Okay, very good. So it's just actually abc. Well, to give you the correct process, what we will do is lang tayo. Okay, so what we can do, so let's just say that we're going to add all of those sets. Okay, So in here, we're going to have A, B, C, okay, followed by the elements of Y, A, C, B, followed by the elements of Z, okay, which is A, B, B, C, 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 C. So this is actually the first assumption because it's asking us all of the elements of X, Y, and Z. Okay, but then again, since we are talking about sets, so we have to remove the duplicates. Okay, and then as you guys can see, we only have distinct, three distinct elements which are the A, B, and C, and then the rest they are just simply duplicate. So as a result, A, B, C are our elements. Okay, and how are X, Y, and Z related to each other? I think this is super easy already once I've already answered the first question. Guys, instead of typing, I think it would be better if you guys will just talk, will just speak to the faster. Okay, well, anyway, if you guys are quite shy, so yeah, they have common elements or all have ABC as element, and they have all elements in common such as ABC. So your answer in letter A, most of you got the correct answer in letter A. Okay. Okay, how about letter B? So let's now proceed to the second one. How many elements are in the set A? And this one and this one. Okay, so very good. I hope you guys have now got the idea about sets. So we only have three elements in here. Okay, how about the last one? For each positive integer x, let a sub x is equal to x and then x squared. Find a sub 1, a sub 2, and then a sub 3. So who would like to answer a sub 1 first? Okay, so the answer of Mr. Rexor is incorrect. First, because it doesn't have a curly bracket, so it's not a set. Okay, and then it has a double one. Okay, and again in a set, we remove the duplicate. So the correct answer, the most complete answer is the answer of Mr. J. Luis Calictan. Okay, very good. So the answer on a sub 1 is this curly bracket? Yeah. So it must be curly bracket and then 1. Okay. What about 2? A sub 2 rather. Yeah, 2 and 4. Okay, very good. How about A sub 3? 3 and 9. Okay, very good. So here are the answers for those examples. Okay, so here are the question. I mean the answer for the first question, and then here is the second answer for the second question, and then the answer for the letter B, and here are the answers for the A sub 1, A sub 2, and then A sub 3. Okay. So let's talk about now special symbolic names. So R stands for the set of all real number, and then Z is a set of all integers, and then Q is a set of all rational numbers or quotients of integers. Okay, so if you guys are get confused on what is this real number, what is this integers, what is this rational numbers, so I have prepared this one, came from the internet. So this one is super perfect, when it comes to real numbers. Well, to make it exact, real number is any number that you can think of that exists in the entire universe that we are using on our daily life. So it could be irrational numbers, could be integers, could be whole numbers, or it could be natural numbers. Okay, so all of those are real numbers. Okay, and then integers are of course whole numbers, okay, including the negative and then the zero. Okay, and then for the quotient, okay, so we have this rational numbers. Okay, so negative and then positive, but it has now a decimal point. Okay, and then for the irrational numbers, we have this example. So square root of 2, square root of 3, the pi itself, and then square root of 11, and many more. Okay, so if you guys need to learn more about irrational numbers, so you can search on the internet. Okay, and next we have here the set builder notation. So let S a set and let P of X be a property that elements of S may or may not satisfy. So we may define a new set to be the set of all elements x in S such that p of x is true. So we denote this set as follows. Okay, so this is the denotion, okay, or how we read like a language or set, okay, in a Carl's one in set builder notation or in a shorter way, okay, or via code name. Okay, so we have, of course, the curly bracket itself, and then we have this x, meaning it is the set of all x, okay, element s such that p of x. Okay, well, this one is quite confusing at first, but I will read this one as the set of all elements x in S such that p of x is true. Okay, so you guys don't actually need to memorize this one. It's just that, if ever that you would like to, read a certain set builder notation, yeah, this is how you read this one: the set of all elements x in S such that p of x is true. So for you to be able to appreciate this one, okay, because if it's your first time, so it's quite confusing, but let's have an example, okay, for you to appreciate what is the usage of those notation. Okay, so given that R denotes the set of all real numbers, okay, and then Z is a set of integers, and then Z plus is the set of all positive integers, and Z minus is a set of all negative integers, describe each of the following sets. So X is an element of R such that X is ranging from -1 up to +4. Okay, wherein element x is just a whole number, because so I actually added this one because if we're going to talk about real numbers, you can start with -1.9, -1.8, -1.7 until 1.1, so we don't want that a super long result. So what I did is I just limited the numbers into a whole number only, so that we can have a result of 1 to 4. Okay, so you can also reduce one: x is less than -2, or x is greater than a -2, sorry, and then x is less than 5. Okay, so wherein if you are going to list all of the elements, okay, it would be -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so yeah, that is already the answer for the letter A. Okay, and then for the letter B, who would like to answer letter B? So x is an element of Z. So what is Z? So it is a set of integers, so such that x is greater than -2 and x is less than 3. So I would like you guys to list all of the elements. Okay, so we have here. Okay, so the answer of Mr. Sian is incorrect. So the correct answer is the answer of Mr. Jeyo and Mr. Chris. Ayan, Tristan Lanuza. Okay, -1, 0, and then 1 and 2. Okay, so remember that in integer, so we have this negative number, including the 0, and then the positive numbers. Okay, so how about the letter C? So I'll not reading it anymore. So I'll leave the analysis part to you guys. So what is the answer in letter C? We have Z plus only. Okay, so until now, this one is still quite controversial. Uh, is 0 a positive integer? Guys, is 0 a positive integer? Yes, it is an integer, but is it positive? Is it for sure? It's not negative, but is it positive? Okay, so let's agree with one conclusion. Okay, so let's finalize everything now. So 0 is not a positive integer. So neither nor a negative integer. Okay, so it's neutral. All right, so when we say z plus, you're going to start with 1, positive 1 and above. Okay, so the correct answer for this one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, how about letter D? Okay, so it's just negative 1. How about letter E? Anyone? It's not 0. Yeah, so the correct term is actually null, okay, or empty set. Okay, so you can answer, okay, dito na lang sa brush. You can answer just symbol, okay, means it is an empty set, or just a set with no elements. Okay, this one is correct, this one is also correct. If there are no elements exist in that set. Okay. All right, so time check. It's maybe now 50 seconds left, 50 or 40, I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's it for now. We'll just continue the rest on the part 2. So goodbye for now and see you guys later.